First, we are starting with Indian history. So, what is history? The study of the past is called history. The English word history is derived from the Greek word historia, meaning research, inquiry, or investigation. The Greek historian Herodotus wrote a book named Histories. He is known as the father of history. The book, The Histories, contains the events of Greco-Persian wars. Then we have the German historian Leopold van Ranke, who is known as the father of modern history. Then we have Hegel, who said that the history repeats itself. Later, a German philosopher Karl Marx said that history repeats itself, first as strategy, second as facts. Then we have British historian E. H. Carr said that history is a continuous process of interaction between the historian and his facts and unending dialogue between the present and the past. So under the system of dating we have BC and AD. BC means before Christ, which means the years before the birth of Christ. So this is important. Gautam Buddha was born in 563 BC. We'll see detailed about it in later chapters. So AD means Anno Domini. This means in the year of the Lord Christ. Then here are some importance. Decade means the period of 10 years. Then century means the period of 100 years. Millennium the period of 1000 years. So the first decade of the 10th century starts from 1901 AD to 1910 AD. The fifth decade 1941 AD to 1950 AD. The fifth decade of the 20th century belongs to 1941 AD to 1950 AD. Last decade is 1991 AD to 2000 AD, and first quarter is 1901 AD to 1925 AD. These are not much important, but you can just keep a reference of it. Then we are coming to the second page. We have some important eras. First is Kali. It began 20 years after the end of Mahabharata war. Then is Vikrama, commenced by Vikramaditya. Then Saka, commenced by Kushan ruler Kanishka. Saka era is known as the Salivagana Sakapada in South India. The government of India adopted the Saka era along with the Gregorian calendar as the national calendar on 22nd March 1957. Then we have Kalshuri, founded by Abir King Ishwarshan. Gupta era, founded by Gupta ruler Chandragupta I. Harsha era, founded by Harsha Vardhana of Kannauj. Hijri era, founded by Umar. Kolam era, that is used in Malabar, Kerala. Then we have Lakshmana era, founded by Sen ruler Bengal Lakshmana Sen. Ilaki era, founded by Mughal ruler Akbar in 1584, but in 1658 Aurangzeb abolished the era. Rajasaha, founded by Maratha Empire Chhatrapati Shivaji. Then we have the development of the Gregorian calendar. First, Julian calendar was introduced in 46 BC by Roman King Julius Caesar. It has some error. It calculated the Easter wrongly, so they have modified into Christian calendar in 527 AD by monk Dionysius Exiguus. Later it was modified into the Gregorian calendar by Roman Pope Gregory in 1582 AD. It is the calendar used nowadays. Saga Samata is used in government sectors, whereas Gregorian calendars is used everywhere. So this conversation, I'll be just taking a separate video. Then we have period. So history is divided into two types in bi-party division as prehistoric and historic. So the prehistoric period contains no written evidences. And the historic period contains written evidences. The time period of the prehistoric period is this to 600 BC, and the time period of historic period as after 600 BC to till date. So in three-party division, history is divided into prehistoric, protohistoric, and historic. So in prehistoric, there was no written evidences, but in protohistoric, there are written evidences available, but they are either in script or has not been deciphered, or the written documents have not been confirmed with evidences. So the historic period is the only period which have the written evidences available. So in chronology, the German historian Christopher Cellarius divided history into three types, that is ancient, medieval, and modern history. So then we have historical sources. So the sources that give information about the events of the past times are known as historical sources. So to explain these historical sources, I have made a flowchart. The historical sources are divided into literary sources and archaeological sources. First, we are seeing literary sources. In literary sources, it is again divided into indigenous and foreign sources. In indigenous is again divided into religious and secular. In religious, we have Brahminic text, Buddhist text, and Jain text. In secular, we have historical text, semi-historical text, and biographical text. In Brahmani text, again classified into Shruti text and Smriti text. Then we are on the fourth page. We have some paras. Like first, it's about Vedas. It says the Rig Veda and other Veda have the more importance than the Yajur Veda and Sama Veda. Then we have the composing time of Brahmanas. Then the composing time of Aryankas, then the composing time of Upanishads. The best learning of Upanishads is Para Vidya, that is the spiritual learning. The aim of life is merging the individual soul into world search, which is known as the Para Vidya. Then we have the composing time of Vedangas. So the Vedanga throws light on ancient Indian history, while the Smriti provides the knowledge about social organization, their theories and customs of kings and their duties. So the famous epic Ramayana was written by Valmiki. It gives information about the origin and development of Janapadas. Then another epic Mahabharata written by Vedavyas. The Mahabharata claims the Syane Bharade Tan Bharade. It can be asked for exams, so you have to have a clear knowledge about it. The composing time of Puranas is 400 BC to 400 AD. The Puranas have 5 segments, which they are Sarga, Pratisarga, Vamsa, Manvantar, and Vanchanucharitam. So the Vanchanucharitam are not found in every Puranas. The only Puranas that have the Vanchanucharitams are Matsya, Bhagavat, Vishnu, Vayu, Brahma, Bhavishya, and Garuda Puran. So the Garud Puran has the ideologies of Purava, Ishvahu, and Brahmin dynasty, but its dates are not definite. So the Buddhist text, Jain text, and historic text will be in the next video. Thank you for watching.